So everybody has been calling out Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry on every single interview. It's like they're the Hollywood people have been talking about. And I don't know why. In this one, we're going to be checking out an interview between Ice Cube and Tucker Carlson. And it says Ice Cube calls out Oprah Winfrey and The View for blacklisting him. Let's get to it.
So why would you be doing this of all interviews? I mean, you could do an interview with anyone. You're doing an interview with me. Obviously, you're going to take abuse for doing that. Like, why would you do that?
Because I think it's silly not to talk to people. I think whether we agree or not,
right?
That has nothing to do with it. You know, it's like, this is what it's all about. Let's talk about it. Let's debate. And you know, I've been shut out.
Wait, that sounds like right-wing extremism and whataboutism.
But I've been shut out. You know, some platforms will not have me on.
Why?
They don't like that I'm, you know,
outspoken,
an independent thinker.
But the thing is, how did people forget? Right from when Ice Cube was heavy in his prime doing music, he was always outspoken. Like he has a song, F the Police. Is it F the Police? I don't know, but he was very vocal or verbal about that. So he's always been like that. I mean, he's mature now. He would say it a little more with composure, but he's still Ice Cube. So why is this a surprise to people? Yeah.
I've been shut out. You know, some platforms will not have me on.
Why?
They don't like that I'm, you know, an independent thinker. I'm not part of the herd. I'm not part of the go along to get along gang, so to speak. So, you know, I'm an outsider. And so, you know, I'm not part of the club. So I have to go places for one that I'm welcome, and where I can voice my opinion without somebody, you know, saying I'm a bad person and that they never want to have me on their platform again.
What platforms have banned you?
I've been, you know, I tried to go on The View. They didn't have me on The View.
Why?
Well, a few of the...
Because it's called The View. They only need one view. Ice Cube has too many views. When you're too open-minded, they can't have you on The View because The View only needs one view. Simple answer.
That's just really didn't like where I was coming from. So, or a few of the hosts, I mean. So that's what I was told by the producers. You know, I don't know if the producers was just copping out and using some of the hosts to not have me come on and explain myself, but...
You'd be a good booking for them.
I've been on there before.
Yeah.
You know, it's just when I've became an independent thinker, when I've, you know, I'm not, you know, I don't follow their brand of politics, I guess.
But if you can't think for yourself, then you're not really free, are you?
No, you're not. You're not. But I've been excluded. I've been excluded on Oprah, you know.
On Oprah?
On Oprah, yeah, I've been excluded. Yeah, man.
I would think you'd be the person Oprah would want to promote. I mean, you grew up in South Central, you were successful at a young age, you have dignity, you say what you think. Like, I thought that was the goal.
Me too. You know, I don't know what it is, but, you know, several of my, you know, I had a movie called Barbershop, you know.
Yeah, I remember.
That I wasn't invited to participate with the cast. I produced a show called Black White, and it was a very controversial show. And once again, they had the whole cast on, but I wasn't invited. And so I don't know.
On Oprah's show.
Yeah, so I don't know what that's.
But Oprah's obviously a saintly, godlike figure who's revered by all decent people.
This man is just being very sarcastic, and the way he keeps a serious face when he's saying it. But Oprah is just a godly blah, blah, blah.
Why would she exclude you?
I really don't know. You know, that's something that I would love to find out. But I can't tell you, you know, if there's a single thing that I've done or said to her.
Have you noticed that it is more controversial to criticize Oprah than to burn the American flag?
Really?
Seems that way. I've never heard anybody criticize Oprah. Do you think it's political or do you think it's deeper than that? I mean, you're not like a right winger.
No.
No. You don't even seem that political.
No, I'm not really. I'm pretty much, just want to do right by the people, So if that comes through political means, that comes through the private sector, wherever it comes, I'm down to work with whoever's down to do something right for the people.
So I remember reading you say something along the lines of, I didn't vote for Trump, I'm not a Trump voter. You actually attacked Trump at one point, but you were willing to meet with Trump. Do you think that crossed a line?
I think some people didn't like that, but I think it's idiotic. Enemies meet.
Right.
They talk. I'm pretty sure there's some communication between Russia.
Enemies have to dialogue to bring peace, as a matter of fact. So if you don't dialogue, you're going to keep being enemies.
They talk. I'm pretty sure there's some communication between Russia and the Ukraine right now. Somebody's on the phone talking to somebody, trying to come up with a solution. So we just got to talk. That's the only way we're going to work this out. I know when the talking stops, the fighting starts. A lot of people, they, think I'm a, Republican. I'm a right winger. Just because I was willing to speak to the Trump administration, and I was willing to speak with the Biden administration as well.
Have you?
One guy in the administration, but it didn't go anywhere. It was basically a, take my temperature kind of call. We'll get to it, but they never got to it or never planned to. Matter of fact, the guy left the administration, so after talking to him for a year or so, he was gone, and then we were left really with no one to continue the conversations.
What do you think of Biden?
I don't think he's given the people who put him in exactly what they thought they were going to get from him.
But his most loyal voters, according to the polls anyway, are black voters, particularly black women.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is rapidly changing.
And those numbers don't seem to change. So no matter what happens or doesn't happen. So do you expect they ever will change?
Whether they become independents and not vote for anybody who's not bringing it. It's like people want your vote. They have to do something to earn it. If they don't earn it, why are you going down there and pulling that lever?
Because the other side hates you. That's the pitch they make. We may suck, but the other side hates you.
You're supposed to dance with the person you brought.
Yeah.
And the person that brought you to the dance, you guys are supposed to dance together. And if that doesn't happen, you got to go find another dancing partner before the night is up and the music stops.
Yeah, RFK Jr. just started his political party, We the People. And already in my comment section, I'm seeing people say, I used to vote blue, but now it's RFK Jr. Like people that don't necessarily want to vote for Trump and we're just holding on to Biden, even though they didn't really like the Biden government. They're all navigating to RFK Jr. So yeah, I see like that is going to happen more and more now.
What do you think of Kamala Harris?
Obviously she's a great politician to be able to become the vice president of the country. I don't know how effective she is at her job.
What's your view of the police at this point?
It's the same, it really is, It's like looking at, like, what's your view of the military? Like, they're the military. They're always going to be the military. If I asked you this in 1946, you'd be like, they're the military. Yeah. So it's a fraternity. It's an organization that does things a certain way. And I think their philosophy sometimes is detrimental to the people they're serving, because I think cops have a win and make it home philosophy. Win whatever battles you have in the street, make it home at night. And that's actually the most important thing. And everything else, people's rights, doing things the right way.
Doesn't matter.
Being totally fair and square all the time and not, being a little aggressive, all that comes second to win the encounter, make it home at night. And you can't really fault somebody for thinking that way as a police officer, but that's the philosophy. So everything else comes second to that. So guy might not care if he violated your rights. He's gonna win this encounter. He's gonna make it home tonight. And that's all that matters. And sometimes I think that's what we see is an organization hell-bent on winning, and not a fraternity or organization hell-bent on upholding the law and doing everything right or by the book, so to speak.
Yep.
I think he's absolutely right on that point. That's interesting. I've never heard anybody put it that way, but it does make sense. Not necessarily criticizing the police, but it's like their philosophy is detrimental to the people that they are supposed to serve. So yeah, spot on.
And it's just the nature of that fraternity.
Maybe of organizations.
Yeah, it's they come with a philosophy, and you can try to buck it if you want to, but more than likely they're gonna get you out the way and stay in formation.
Yeah, that was a very good interview. Tucker Carlson, Ice Cube. I feel like Ice Cube is, he's mature, but he's still an independent thinker like he's always been. I mean, nothing surprising. If you've known Ice Cube and his journey, you would expect this from him, which I love, especially being a black man, the fact that he's able to willingly speak like this without having a cloud of wrong information. Because a lot of times we hear people that, when they get to the peak of their career, they are mostly governed by the powers that be. They want to follow the general media. They want to speak like the general media, and conform to what the general ideology or general agenda is. But he's not like that, and I do respect that. And I particularly love his last comments about the police, and I feel like he's absolutely right. Let me know what you think. If there's anything you want to add, correct, or critique, feel free to share in the comment section. Smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.